Guys, there's something I've been meaning to tell you that might be a little hard for you to hear, but I just feel that I need to get it off my chest. And I know this is going to sound weird, but one day my whole world changed. All these cards started raining down from the sky. Together with my new online friends around the world, we invented this wicked new game called Bakugan. My name's Dan, and together with my friends Bruno... You gotta fight for what's right before it's gone. This is Bakugan. Bakugan. It's like Pokemon, but with balls. Oh wait. On one fateful evening, my mum decided to buy me a random anime-looking DVD. And from there I was introduced to the wonderful world of Bakugan. One of the many series that followed on from the trend of Pokemon-inspired monster-catching anime that took the world by storm in the mid-2000s. Not that it's necessarily a Pokemon ripoff, but I think you guys know what genre I'm referring to when I say that. Hell, it's more like Yu-Gi-Oh! If anything, what with the point system that no one understands. I mean, it's even got the Doom dimension that Bakugan gets sent to when they lose in matches. Just like the Shadow Realm. Ah, dude, it's totally Yu-Gi-Oh! Although in the Doom dimension, they actually die. Yeah, really. I remember as a kid how devastated I was when some random giant praying mantis Bakugan that had zero development died. He was my favorite character. I could spend a lot of time trying to explain to you how the game actually works, but I literally have no idea. But let's be honest, a lot of you guys watching don't either. It's not just me, okay? It's the game's fault. It's meant to be for 10-year-olds. Interestingly, Bakugan didn't actually do all that well in Japan upon its release, but it did succeed in the US and Canada because they're freaking weebs with no standards. Bakugan began as a card game, where you collect little balls that pop up and turn into... well, if you want to call that a monster, then sure. Look, the resemblance is uncanny. The gimmick was that the cards contained metal, so they weren't your typical trading cards that were going to permanently crease as soon as you let your little brother touch it for like 2 seconds. And the magnet from inside the ball would cause them to open up on impact, which I gotta say, as a kid, was pretty cool. I never played the game because young me couldn't even work out how to play Battleship, let alone learn quantum physics in order to understand the rules. I just like collecting these things, mainly because you could stick them on anything. Magnets, am I right? I always found the commercials for the toys hilarious in that they implied the existence of an underground Bakugan fight club where kids meet up and throw their balls at each other and it's really serious and intense and where are their parents? And I adore the way they hold their toys. I was gonna say balls there. The way they hold the toys between their fingers as if it's meant to help them in any way. It's just so cool. Shit! In terms of the toys, I never had many of them. Aww. To be honest though, they're one of the few things I'm kind of glad I didn't collect more of as a kid. Since if you didn't play the card game, there really wasn't all that much you could do with them. Except stick them onto things, I guess. It's fun for like 5 minutes. Totally justifies the price point. But the toys were just kind of there. The real hype came from the anime series. As I said, I had the DVD, and so naturally all of my entertainment came from the same 5 episodes on that one disc, and so I got to know Dan and the gang quite well. So the general gist of the show is this. One day, a whole bunch of cards fell from the sky randomly. Kids across the world found them and decided to make an entire game out of them called Bakugan. This guy, Dan Kuso, made up all of the rules, and I guess the rest of the world just went with it. Actually, maybe that's why the rules are so confusing. But as it turned out, these mysterious creatures were alive, and in fact came from a parallel dimension called Destroyer. That's in danger because some white dragon was feeling bored one day. And so, realizing they had been forcing these things to fight each other against their will, Dan and the other Bakugan battle brawlers decide to help save Destroyer and all that good stuff so that they can go home. And no, it is totally not at all like Digimon. Shut up. The villain of the first series was a mysterious Bakugan brawler named Masquerade, who wears probably the most impractical mask I've ever seen. And he challenges our heroes across the series' linear plot with his blue eyes white dragon or some shit. I don't know. Also, time slowed down in the real world whenever a Bakugan battle happened, since the players get transported into some sort of Baku void, I think, which means that at any time someone could be playing Bakugan and you wouldn't even know. Knowing that the Bakugan were confined to these tiny forms until you fought made me feel kind of bad for them, to be honest. I mean, are you in there? Are you alive? The Pikachu of this series was Dragonoid, or Drago, as in the Rocky IV villain, who, interestingly, is actually not some cute little fuzzy creature who they can merchandise the hell out of, but actually sort of a mentor for Dan. He's much older and wiser than you would expect the main creature character to be, and for that he's unique, I guess. Dan and Drago have a relationship that develops across the series, with the two becoming a pair that I'd say is on par with the likes of Ash and Pikachu, except that Ash never threw Pikachu off a bridge. Guess our deal is done! But But despite the rather large cast of Bakugan belonging to the series' 6 attributes, the main characters only had a real relationship with the one main Bakugan, while the rest they kinda treated like shit. Just like Pokemon. You only cared about your starter, don't you dare lie to me. Your colourful cast of characters includes Dan, aka the protagonist of every one of these types of shows ever.
Time to go kaboom!
Bruno, the on-off-again tsundere love interest. Julie, I'm 18 now, so I can't make any jokes here. Marucho, the freaking nerd. And of course, Mr. Hotshot himself, Shun! Shun was like the Sasuke of the series, except with even more edge.
Defending my ranking has been a joke when battling these amateurs. What I need is a serious challenger.
Oh my god, he's so cool! And then there was Alice. Oh, Alice. Wait, am I allowed to spoil a show that's like 10 years old? Spoilers? I guess? It's fucking Bakugan, who cares? Okay, so Alice was Masquerade. Yeah, who would have guessed? I mean, it was so obvious. Who was the one person missing from all the promotional material, huh? Although I never was quite sure how she managed to pull off the disguise so convincingly, all things considered. Alice was sometimes unconsciously possessed by Masquerade, and with a sudden jolt, her hair spikes up and turns blonde, as well as becoming shorter and straighter, and clothes and a mask come out of nowhere on her. And finally, she turns into a male. Oh, you know. As you do. I obviously never made it up to the point in the show where they revealed that she was possessed. I always just thought she was a freaking traitor. Still though, for the time, it was a pretty cool twist. How could you do this to Shun, Alice? The anime continued for about 4 seasons, with each new one being a rebranding that added a ton of rules and gimmicks. The second season introduced new characters to replace some of the old cast, as did the seasons after. But like, come on, who even are these guys? Mira, who is a Vestal, which is an alien from the planet Vestal. Ace Grit. That's just a worse shot and you know it. Spectra Phantom. Well, at least Shun's still there. Mr. Hotshot himself. I did always think it was kind of cool how they rotated the cast around a bit in the other seasons to keep the show feeling new, even if I never really got to know these guys that well. I only ever watched the first 2 seasons to completion, and you'll find that that's the case for most people who know Bakugan. I think it kinda lost the plot after that point. I mean, what the fuck is a Mectanium? The hell does Gundalian mean? Who the hell is this guy? For a brief period of time, I was super into the series, despite only having the 4 episodes and whatever was on TV to go off of. And I love the characters, the world, and the epic battles. But now it's kind of just...
Or maybe all your big fancy strategies aren't worth spit. So why don't you just put your money where your mouth is or keep it shut?
Yeah. Not to say that it's bad or anything, it's just like most 2000s kids anime. It hasn't aged very well.
Whoa! Talk about intense!
In all my days, I have never seen such a battle.
Yeah, and they're just getting started. I'd be surprised if anyone survived.
Okay, yeah, it was super cheesy, but it was so cool as a kid, okay? But I guess what made it stand out was that since 4Kids never got their grubby hands on it, it actually got kind of dark at times. Not just because of the dark element. As I mentioned before, there was the Doom Dimension where Bakugan actually, like, died. But in the finale of New Destroyer, one of the villains, like, explodes and dies.
Oh, Link, I'll be there soon.
Also, according to some reading I did on Wikipedia, in the final season, Julie is killed alongside Bruno and Mira when the Mectavius Destroyer levels Bakugan City, but her death is prevented when Dan, Shun, and Marucho use the current of time to go back and destroy it. What the fuck was going on in the later seasons? And, you know, there's close to like 200 episodes of the show, so there's bound to be plenty more in there. I think it was that, the cool cast of characters and monsters, and that kick-ass opening theme that made Bakugan different to the many, many similar shows released before and after it. Like Dinosaur King, or Yokai Watch, or Beyblade, or Card Fight Vanguard, or Monsuno, which was basically Bakugan anyway, but with tubes. Everyone wanted to be the king of the collect-em-all genre at the time, ever since the likes of Pokemon and Digimon made it popular. And Bakugan more or less succeeded, at least for a period of time. But, like with all fads, it came and went. The toys got more and more gimmicky, and the show got more and more convoluted, until people just kind of forgot about it. So what do then? You reboot it, baby! Bakugan Battle Planet is the very recently released Bakugan reboot that has basically changed a little bit of all of it, digging up Bakugan from its dormant resting place and making it more kid-friendly and without all the death and exploding. So far, anyway. And oh god! Oh god!
Shun, let's show them how strong we are together.
What do they do to Mr. Hotshot himself? Shut! Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, so That's Bakugan now. At least the eyes are normal size. It takes a little getting used to, but I actually really quite like the animation and art style. The character designs are super cute, like, yeah. I'm going to give it a shot, and even if it's bad, you know what? I'm just glad to have Bakugan back.
You have awakened me.
I'm Dan. Dan Kuzo.
And together with my friend Runa, Bakugan will always be one of those things that I look back on fondly. Even though it hasn't aged all that well, and now that I'm older, I'm way less tolerant of, you know.
Oh, great. How am I supposed to battle against a beast that doesn't even exist?
Quit your stalling!
Gotta love dubbed anime. And with that, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if one day all these random cards start falling down from the sky, don't throw your dragon friend off a bridge. And with that, it's time for... Milady. Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another P.O. Box unboxing episode. As promised, I'm still wearing this costume. I still don't know what to do with. We have two packages to open today. One of them is very big and one of them is also very big. Start with the Czech Republic one because it's smaller. Holy shit. God, I am so spoiled. Dear Diamondbolt, this is the second time I sent you something, and I sent you for 3 reasons. To make you happy, and I feel like my drawing has improved, and I just want to tell you more things. Okay, so he's corrected me about a Minecraft song I missed, and a Flash game I missed. I'm gonna flex on you. I actually own all the 2001 Toamata sets. Did you send me this letter just to hurt my feelings? And question, I know you don't do Transformers anymore, but what do you think of the new TF Siege line? I gotta say, it looks pretty freaking cool. In the livestream Q&A, someone asked you if you watched Madoka Magica. I really recommend it. It's one of the darkest shows I've ever seen. I have been told that show is not what it appears to be, and I will watch it. Another friggin' awesome show I recommend is She-Ra, Princess of Power. I will watch that one day. Oh, and also one more thing. I know you love Bionicle, so I think you owe it to yourself as a Bionicle fan to watch Bionicle Ignition 1 and 2 by NP Productions. I have. It is fantastic. I am Majimo on YouTube. I could not have gotten that right. I'm sorry. I'm planning to be an animator, so I need the right equipment. My father will get me it, but I have to read a book. P.S. The Diamondbolt minifigure I sent you. You can change the robes for something more formal. Well, thank you so much, dude. Good luck with being an animator. That is not an easy path to take, but I imagine it's definitely a rewarding one. And I gotta show you guys the freaking awesome drawing. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a bunch of quotes. Fucking sponge, Kate. I will watch Madoka and I'll let you know how that goes. I guarantee you I'll be traumatized. Last one for today is from Blake. Whoa! Oh my god, I am reminded of how shit I am at drawing every day. Hi, Diamondbolt, Boltimus Prime, Boltman, Epsilon Prime creator, my senpai. You're my favorite YouTuber, if that is even a word. Unfortunately, it is. And you've really helped me express what I like, and I really look up to you. Thank you. I hope you like the fan art I did of your new generation Transformers. I based the drawings on G1 characters in case you couldn't tell. Oh yeah. Anyways, here are some questions I have for you. What is your favorite Sonic OC you've seen during your life? Cold Steel. Does Nazo count? Because Nazo. Does George have a YouTube channel? Not yet, but he is gonna have one eventually, and I guarantee you it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. I'm in the midst of repainting some Transformer Combiner Wars toy, and I was wondering if you wanted me to create a combiner from your new generations and send it to you. If yes, what combiner? Oh, dude, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd take that. You don't have to send it to me. You can keep it yourself, because that's a lot of hard work. But do, Road Rage. I believe that was his name. I'll put up a picture here, because the other one sucked. And finally, this question is for Paul. Is Diamondbolt your favorite YouTuber because you keep sending him all this stuff? Anyway, see you, DB, and thanks for answering my questions. I forgot I had a 6th question. Who would win in a fight, Pokemon or Transformers? Well, that's kind of not fair. That's like pitting a bunch of animals against people with machine guns. From Blake. Thank you, Blake. And my god, this art is incredible, dude. Quote, I'm worse than Rodimus Prime, and that's hard. That's the Megatron. These are so cool. I love these. Thank you to both for the packages today. I have got so much stuff to put up on my wall. If you want to send me something for me to open in a video, send it to this address here. And that's right, I will open it in the Cat in the Hat. I'm done with this. Just before I do the usual boring end card, the balloons here are from my 18th birthday, and they're still here. Somehow. It's been like 2.5 weeks. It is strange to be an adult now, and I'm making a video on Bakugan. That's about it. Thanks for watching.
See you next time. Bye.
Two worlds collide on the inside. You gotta fight for what's right before it's gone, gone, gone. This is Bakugan.